Chapter 4, 金贵. What means 金贵? I think if you're learning or school, we have classics number 2, basically 3 books in there. One book we call 伤寒论. Like everybody familiar with 伤寒论. Another book we call 金匮要略. What means 金匮要略? So basically, what means 金贵? Yeah, what means 金贵? 金 is gold. Yeah, 金 is gold. 贵 is like a chambers or box. So something like that. Yeah. So that's 金贵. So in ancient time, what's put the golden chamber or box? Important things. Yeah, important things we especially go to golden chamber or box. So that means 金贵. That means 金贵. So 金贵真言. 真 is something is true. Yeah, something is true. Like we talking about 真气. Yeah, something true. Yan is idea or discuss. Yeah, idea or discuss. 论篇 we say already. 论 is discuss. 篇 is chapter. So these chapters talking about something very, very important that should be storage in 金贵. So that's the chapter's names meaning here. Yeah. So then let's talking about to see what's inside in this chapter. They just say it's so important. Yeah, so important. We need storage in 金贵. But what's inside? Yeah, what's inside? So here is the form Huang Di asked. Yeah. Huang Di asked and then Qi answered later. So Huang Di asked, we say this book is not edited by Huang Di, it's by other people. But they use Huang Di's name, means it's how important it is, and other people can pay attention to it. But Huang Di itself, at least in this book, is not like a general person. They couldn't understand everything about TCM. Truly, he is very familiar with TCM already. So we can see from the questions. So Huang Di said, that heaven have 8 kinds of the wind from different directions. And the physiology changing in the meridian or channels. There are 5 different kinds. Why? Yeah, what's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference or why? Look like we couldn't match it. We say human body should be matching with the universe because that's a small universe. But right now we're talking about we have 8 different kinds of wind. So what that means? So wind can come in from 8 different directions. east, west, south, north, and between, northeaster, northeaster, and southwester, between, and southeaster, and southwester here, and northwester here. So that's talking about heaven have 8 different kind of wind. And the passenger in the channels, we have 5 different kind of wind. So that's the question here. Then we see the Qibo's answer. So Qibo is the master of the Huang Di, one of the master of the Huang Di. So the answers 8 different kind of wind may changing to evils. And the invading of the peoples cause the internal kind of condition. And then invading the organs, and then cause the illness. So that's generally say internal organ or channels, the problems can coming from external, coming from the wind coming from 8 directions. And they invading the channel first, but later on they will affect it of the organs functions. Here we're talking about 5 elements relationship. And we're talking about dominate, 胜, dominant, 胜. During 4 seasons, we're still talking about. So when we're talking about the 5 elements relationship, we should make a chart like this. We have 2 charts for 5 elements. One chart especially for directions. Another chart talking about the relationship. So that's the spring. That's the summer. So this season is a little bit hard to say. We're talking about this season later, but I just put the Earth here first. And this is the fall or autumn. This is the winter. For the spring, for the spring. Spring, we have 2 different ideas here. One idea is later summer. Later summer. Another idea, the spring or Earth control every season last 18 days. So that's spring close relationship with all the seasons. Then we're talking about a relationship in here. Spring dominate later summer. So that's we say control here. Control. Dominate, I think some book translator is control. Control circle. Right now, we're just talking about the control circle. And later summer control the winter. Winter control the summer. Summer control the fall. And the fall control the spring. So that's the same we will learn our foundation. Remember, all the foundation idea originally coming from Huang Di Nei Jing. Yeah. So that's why our foundation talking about 5 elements. That's the Huang Di Nei Jing. Yeah. If we find something different, that's later on development, but originally still Huang Di Nei Jing. We are not truly use some idea right now we use to against the Huang Di Nei Jing. Huang Di Nei Jing 2000 years ago, we just try to understanding. But truly later, like TCM, still have some development. Maybe meridian passing the root, let be difference. And maybe some idea, let be difference. But for the foundation part, mainly still coming from Huang Di Nei Jing. So that's the 4 seasons, they say dominate over each other, it meaning because of their relationship. And this especially talking about the 4 seasons. So we say wind coming from east in the spring season, and the illness invading the liver, and the location, we're talking about acupoints, basically it's like some location on the neck and the back of the neck area. And the summer wind, mainly coming in the summer and coming from south directions. And they cause the illness in the heart. And the location in the chest and the rib side. And the west wind, it happens in the autumn. And the illness invading the lung. And the location on the shoulder and the back. So that's we're talking about Easter happens in the spring, and the south wind happens in the summer, and the west wind happens in the autumn. And the damaged organ still the same, which we're talking about the seasonal organ relationship in there. So that's these 3 seasons. Then we go to the north. North wind happens in the winter. And the damage or invading the kidney. And the location in the west and the sea, like lower back area. And the center, we say center belong to the earth. If we talking about the direction, remember, if we talking about the direction, our chart should be like this. East, south, and the west, and the north. If we talk about the direction, 5 elements chart should be like this. That's the middle. But if we talk about 5 elements relationship, the chart should be like this. So basically, we have 2 different kind of chart for 5 elements. So the center belong to Earth. So that's belong to Earth. And the disorder affected with spring. And the location mainly on the span. So that's originally in Huang Di Nei Jing, they talking about the different like direction of the wind invading the bodies and cause the problems in different part of the bodies. So that's basically answer the question here. Like if this is spring qi here, illness caused by chun qi or spring qi. We say normally spring qi not directly cause the illness, only happens when it over or excessive. Then they change into passenger qi, like the evil. If that passenger qi or evil invading of the body, that's mainly in the head area. Spring qi like rising up. And if it caused by summer qi, I think we're missing some words here. Invading the zangfu organs in the heart. We're just missing some words here. So that's invading the heart for the summer qi. And the qi in the autumn, the evil qi in the autumn, caused the problems mainly in the shoulder and the back. Mainly in the shoulder and the back. And the passenger qi caused by the winter, like evil, mainly caused problems on the 4 limbs. So that's basically by different kind of seasonally and caused problems in different part of the body. So that's the illness. Yeah, that's explanation some illness. It's why no stiffness and bleeding usually happens in the spring, because spring season's passenger qi easily causes problems in the head and also in the chest and the rib side. Oh, no. We need to separate here. Yeah, chest and rib side is often seen in the summer. Go to the chest. And later summer, that we know that belong to spring organ. It caused problems. Usually it's kind of acute diarrhea. Yeah, we know sear is diarrhea. Don't sear here just means acute diarrhea. And usually is a cold disorder. Yeah, internally cold. Han is cold. Yeah. Zhong is internally. And in the winter, or autumn, I'm missing autumn. In the autumn, it will happen some the translators winter malaria. Yeah, winter malaria. Like sometimes chill, sometimes fever kind of condition. And in the winter, coming with 闭绝, yeah, 闭绝. 闭 we know that's the painful situation. 绝 basically is kind of like a qi blood not flowing go to there. That's usually some numbness in there. And the cold in there causes painful. So that's basically for 4 seasons, and they are sick and illness in different part of the body and cause different symptoms there. So avoiding cause the trouble or illness. So we're still talking about if not maintenance in the same season, they will cause problems in the next season. So we say we are trying not to do. They just give us an example here. It's not do 按桥, it's kind of massage, kind of massage. So they just give an example here. So basically we say winter time is holding yang qi inside. Holding yang qi inside, don't disturbing yang qi. So even we do massage, still kind of movement in there, still disturbing yang qi. So that will cause problems in the follow season. So follow season is the spring. Spring season's problems usually go to the head, go to some stiffness and bleeding in the nose, or maybe go to the problems in the neck area. So that's why they say, try not to do massage in the winter, and the people will not get sick, like stiffness and bleeding in the neck, in the nose and the neck painful kind of situation. And the same thing, yeah. And sometimes it's the like illness, not only infected the follow season, they may also infect the follow season. So that maybe also cause the problems in the chest and the rib side in the summer. So that's basically, and also like later summer, yeah, later summer will not cause the problems like diarrhea. And then in the autumn will not happen in the winter malaria and 闭绝 we talking about numbness and the coldness of the 4 limbs. And also, yeah, and also in the winter, yeah, in the winter, we are not got the like diarrhea. That means lot of sweating. Yeah, that means lot of sweating. So basically in this page, just give us an example here. Yeah, just give us an example here. So still 5 elements relationship here. They start from the spring season. Yeah, they start from spring season. So we say winter. Yeah, I think we need another picture here still. Easter, north, and the south, west. So that's yang qi circulation. If we go to 5 elements, they will go to like this way. And then this way, then this way. So just give us an example. Yeah, give us an example. So mainly they're talking about in the winter time. Yeah, in the winter time, we should hold in yang qi inside. Don't dispersing yang qi. If we are not dispersing yang qi, people will be healthy. But if we damage yang qi or disturbing yang qi in the winter time, will cause the problems in the spring season and in the summer and in the later summer and in the fall. That's the fall season, wise direction, fall. So they just give an example. Any kind of season, if you're not follow the ruler, you will cause the illness in the follow season and the follow season, follow season, follow season. So just give an example here. Just each of the season, we need to follow the ruler in that season. Otherwise, will cause the illness in the follow seasons. Then we're talking about the essence. So essence is the foundation of the body. So essence should be holding inside. Yeah, that's we talking about storage in here. And if we're holding inside, yeah, certainly, especially in the winter time, and it will be not happens. We're talking about the warm disease in the spring. Like we usually talking about the flu. Yeah, pretty easily happens in the spring. And summer, yeah, summertime, yeah, summertime. We know summertime should be, people should be got sweating during the summer because the weather is pretty hot. So if people not sweating in the summer, thus malaria kind of disorder will happen in the fall. So that's basically we say if we're holding the essence inside, and the people will not getting like some illness. That's the summer ruler. Yeah, that's just summer ruler. Follow the seasons and people possible getting illness. So that's just tell us follow the season and holding the essence, how important it is. And we say everything have yin and yang, but we think the yin and the yang, we still can separate yin and yang. So like we talking about from dawn to noon, That's the yang time. Yeah, that's the yang time. And the special yang within yang time. From the noon to the dusk. So that's still yang time, but some yin coming already. That's yin within yang. And from night time to the rooster's crow. So that's yin menlei, but it's the yin within yin. And from midnight to dawn, that's the some yin time, but yang is coming already. That's yang within yin. So we say within yin yang, we separate yin yang again. And also inside of the human body, follow this kind of ruler. So within yin yang, we still have yin and yang. So that's the basically they're talking about here. So that's we say yin and yang. And then we're talking about inside of the human being. Yeah, inside of human being. We still have yin and yang, and within yin yang, and separate yin yang again. So generally say, back part is yang, abdominal part is yin, or frontal part is yin. And then we're talking about the 脏腑 organs. Generally say, 脏 organ is yin, 腑 organ is yang. That's the same. Right now we still use the idea. And then we say within yin yang, we still separate yin yang again. So we say 腑 organ, yeah, 腑 organ, all the 腑 organ here. Heart, spleen, lung, kidney, all the yin. All the 脏 organ here, all the yang. So that's generally say here. So pretty still similar like right now we use the series. Then we're talking about like how we divided of yin from yin and yang and yang. So the illness, yeah, illness in the winter is the yin natural kind of illness. And the illness in the summer usually is the yang natural kind of illness. And the illness in the spring still in natural illness. And the illness in the autumn is the yang illness. So basically, when illness happens in different seasons, we need to follow their nature to treatment with Zhen and Shi. Zhen is acupuncture needles. Shi is stone kind of needles. So in ancient time, truly, acupuncture needles coming from stone kind of needles. And later on, we have metal kind of needles. And also we need to follow their special location in different seasons when they cause the illness. So that's basically, we say everything have yin and yang, weather have yin and yang, and the 脏腑 organ have yin and yang, and the illness have yang illness and the yin illness. So everything will follow the yin yang. So yin yang is the root of the illness, including everything. And within yin yang, we still have separate yin and yang we should follow. So that's basically here we talk about in different seasons and the illness caused can have yin and yang. Then talking about the different part of the bodies. Yeah. So we say back part, back part belong to yang. I think we can remove the chest part here. Pretty confusing here for some translators. Yeah, back part belong to yang, and the yang within yang for the organs. Yeah, back part with yang, yang within yang, the organs is the heart. So we say Zang organ belong to yin, but during Zang organs, we still have yang organ. We still have yin organ. In the Zang organ, yang within yang is the heart. And yang within yin, yang within yin is the lung. So we still, so they put a back check here. I think just remove this one. Yin within yang is the lung. Yin within yang is the lung. So during Zang organ here, don't confuse him with Fu organ. Yang within yang is the heart. Yin within yang is the lung. And the abdominal area, belong to yin. Yin within yin is the kidney. And the abdominal area, so still the same words, belong to yin. And the yang within yin is the liver. And the spleen. Spleen is extremely yin within yin. It's more yin. It's more yin. So that's originally in Huang Di Nei Jing. We still separate Zang organ with yin and yang. So that's all the relationship externally, internally, and marching with the universe. So that's basically we say within yin yang, and we have yin yang again. So yin yang also in the male and the female, and marching with the universe, yin and yang. So this gave us more detail. During the yin and the yang, we separate the yin and the yang again. And then still Huang Di asked, so like 4 seasons marching with 5 Zang organs. And it's like our functions also have some relationship with the 4 seasons also. So that's still question here. So then Chibo answers. So this page still talking about 5 elements relationship under their organs. So still example here, yeast marching with the blue in color and the relationship with the liver and open to the eyes, and the liver illness, liver illness, when happens, is fright. Yeah. So in Huang Di Nei Jing, they didn't talking about angry. Pay attention here. They talking about fighting here. Still kind of emotions. And the sour in the taste. And they also talking about like some plant here, tree in wood, and the animal. Yeah, we say we separate everything with 5 elements, especially for liver is chicken. And the spring qi. Yeah, we still talking about the spring qi. Changing to passenger qi evolves, go to inside the body. They invading the head. And they also have numbers. They also have numbers. Yeah, some students is finish classic number 3. We talking about Neijing. In that kind of classical book, we especially talking about the numbers and where the number coming from. Yeah. So 8 is the yang wood number. Yin wood, sorry. 8 is the yin wood. 3 is the yang wood. Yeah. So basically in Neijing, we talking about the numbers and where the numbers coming from. But right now we know 8 is the yin wood. Yeah, it's the liver's number. And the 3 is the yang wood, is the gallbladder number. And when they have illness, the injured sinners, and even talking about some smell, smell. So we separate everything by 5 elements. So that's for the liver. That's for the liver. Most part we still use. Just in your foundations, we pick up some important part. Like the smell, we are not special talking about. Number, we are not special talking about. And also sounds, yeah. I didn't put the sounds in here. We have 5 different kind of sounds. So basically in Huang Di Nei Jing, they talking about everything relationship with 5 elements. So that's for the liver here. Then we go to the south. Relationship red in color. Organ is the heart. And open, pay attention here. So that's a little bit difference. Yeah, that's a little bit difference. Right now, for 5 elements, we say heart open to the mouth, right? Tongue, yeah, tongue. Yeah. Right now, we're talking about heart open to the tongue. It's some changing happens after Huang Di Nei Jing. But originally, in Huang Di Nei Jing, say heart open to the ear. So that's still like if we treat ear problems, still thinking about some heart, but that's some changing here. And the tasty relationship with the bitter taste. And then we're still talking about the animal relationship here. Yeah. Certainly fair in 5 elements. and some plants, yeah, some plants. And even we talking about different kind of star, yeah, belong to different 5 elements, yeah, different 5 elements. So heart illness mainly go to blood vessels, and we still have numbers for the heart, and we still have smell for the heart. So in Huang Di Nei Jing, they truly talk about pretty detail about the 5 element stuff. So that's for the south and for the heart. Then we're talking about the center. Yeah, center. Color is the yellow. Organ is the spleen. Open to the mouth. And the illness. So go to the root of the tongue. I think that's the later on. Yeah, later on, we talk about the 5 elements. Like we still say tongue belong to spleen, but later on they changing to the mouth. Like right now we talking about the mouth, and then we put the tongue to the heart. It's changing after Huang Di Nei Jing. Yeah, some changing. Yeah, some changing after Huang Di Nei Jing. But most part still keep same with Huang Di Nei Jing. And the sweet in the tasty. Earth in 5 elements. 五行 these 5 elements. Yeah, 五行 these 5. 五 is 5. 行 is a kind of movement. Yeah, movement. It's kind of qi movement. So that's we say 五行. But right now people always like a translator for 5 elements. We still keep say 5 elements. But truly, originally, we talking about the qi moving. 5 different kind of qi moving. And we still have animals, and we still have plants belong to spleen. And the illness of the spleen mainly go to the muscles. And the number 5. So you see the number is the middle number also. Like if we calculate the number 1 to 9, 5 still the middle number. And we still have some smell belong to spleen. Then we're talking about what's the relationship with the white color and the lung. That's still the same. Open to the nose, same. Illness, yeah, illness of the lung. So they talk about in the back in Huang Di Nei Jing, yeah, in Huang Di Nei Jing. And the pungent. In color here. Pungent in flavor. Yeah, changing the is not a color. Yeah, pungent in flavor. And the metal in 5 elements, and the horse in the animal, and the rice in the plant, and some star, the winners in the star. And the disorder of the lung, the disorder of the lung, basically is the skin and the body hair here. The body hair is not the hair on the head. And the number is the 9. And the smell, yeah, some smell. Then we're talking about the nose. Yeah, then we talk about nose. The color is black, and the organ kidney opens. Yeah, opens. We say in Huang Di Nei Jing didn't talk about open to the ear. In Huang Di Nei Jing opens to the 2 lower orifice. Ear in Huang Di Nei Jing they talking about relationship with the heart and the storage for essence. So illness happens, go to the big joints and the throaty intestine and the water 5 elements. Yes, go ahead.
What would the large joints be? Would that be like the knees? Maybe the SI joint in the hip?
Basically, they talking about the back. Yeah, back.
Back, okay.
Yeah, back. Like from the beginning, we talking about kidney control the spinal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of big choice. Yeah. And animal pig, yeah, animal pig, and the bean, yeah, bean for the plant. So that's usually clinically we talking about people if kidney deficiency, take some bean, especially black bean. Yeah. That's especially go to the kidney. Yeah. Black color go to kidney, bean go to kidney. And we have some star, yeah, star. And the disorder of the kidney, bones. And the 6 in number, yeah, 6 in number. And it's not good smell in there. So that's the kidney. So that's the conclusion here. So everything happens. We need carefully examinations like 5 zang organs and 6 organs relationship in there. Feel the pulse. And then checking with zang organs. And the condition of yin and yang. And then identify is in external condition or internal condition. And even for the illness happens in the female and the male, because the female belong to yin and the male belong to yang. If yang illness happens in the young person, maybe more even severe. Yin illness happens in the yin person, maybe more severe. So that's why we need to separate. And then we follow the ruler. Yeah, we follow the ruler. Keep in mind, yeah, keep it in mind, yeah, study of this, everything carefully and separate category, and keep in mind pretty deeper in heart. We say heart for TCM, for the spirit, also for the memory. Yeah. So that's why we talking about keep everything in the heart. That belong to TCM. So this series, yeah, this series, basically we talk about everything separate yin and yang, and from yin and yang, we have 5 elements. That's the root of the TCM. That's pretty important for TCM. So thus we need to follow the root and keep it in the heart, keep it in our memories. And these theories just teach us something they truly try to learn. If something not truly try to learn, we are not teaching or they are not illegal to get these so important theories about TCM. So that means how important it is, and keep it in the gold symbols. So that matching with our the title there, why put in gold symbol? Because it is so important. What is important? Yin-yang series, and from yin-yang series, development for 5 elements. That's pretty important for TCM. So that's this chapter. That's this chapter.